And speaking of the Birmingham Stallions, we have their head coach, Skip Holtz, on the line with us right now to talk for a few minutes. Coach, first off, thanks for taking the time to talk to us this morning.
Well, I appreciate you all having me on this morning.
And congratulations on you and the Stallions making it to the championship game. How excited are you for this Sunday?
I'll tell you what, this whole experience has been a great adventure for me, and I have thoroughly enjoyed not just the ball, not just the football and the quality of play, but just really having the opportunity to get to know these players has been a great experience for me, and to see it all come to fruition with us going through a 10-week season and then the playoffs last week, the semifinals last week, and getting into the finals. There's just a lot of excitement and energy with this team being out of practice yesterday. Everybody's flying around. I think guys are really excited to have this opportunity.
You know, Coach, I've asked this of everyone we've had in the last few weeks on from the USFL. We've talked to, obviously, your EVP, Daryl Johnson. We talked to a couple of players. And I just asked, you know, we've seen spring football leagues try. We've seen them come. But the USFL did it, and it did it very well on so many different aspects. Do you, in your opinion, what do you think is one of the reasons why this league did so well this season and was so successful?
I think there's a couple reasons to it. And one, it's got to start with the backing and support of having Fox, NBC involved with it. And then I think when you look at, you talked about Daryl Johnson, Moose Johnson, Brian Woods, the people that have put it together, I mean, I think they took a lot of examples of maybe why some of the other leagues have failed and their experience in some other leagues, and were able to put together a really quality product. It's one thing to put on a season and make it work from a financial standpoint.
Right.
But when you look at these games, there's been 4 games a week for 10 weeks. I mean, there's been 42 games that have been played, and it has been, I think there's like 5 games that were not within one score.
Wow.
I think they made it exciting for the fans. I think when you look at some of the new rules in place with the kickoff return, the kickoff being from the 25-yard line to eliminate some of the touchbacks and bring the kickoff return into play. I think the way they did the draft, the way they drafted by position instead of just having an open draft, and everybody, you might have had a first-round pick at defensive line, and it had the 8th pick at defensive back. And so I just think they created parity in this league, and there's a lot of talent, and it's displaced around the league, and it made for some really quality football. And then last, I think the production and what NBC and Fox have done with the microphones and everything else has been absolutely, it's been a look inside the huddle for a lot of people that are sitting at home.
Uh-oh. Coach, you still there? Well, I think we got disconnected from Coach.
Yeah, we'll try.
Oh, no,
there he is. Okay.
You're
I'm
back.
sorry. I tell you what, I don't know how much you heard, but that might have been the best answer I ever gave.
No, we definitely got the gist of what you were saying, Coach, and it's been great. Now, if we can for a second, talking to Coach Skip Holtz of the Birmingham Stallions, they're going to be playing the championship game Sunday night. Having the playoffs last week here in Canton, being able to come with your team to Canton, Ohio, see the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and get to play in that stadium, how great was that for you and the coaching staff and your players last weekend?
It was awesome on a number of levels. One, it was a change of venue.
Right.
I think one of the things that this league has done is the hub model. I thought worked out tremendously, and we played all our games in Birmingham. You get an opportunity to get to know your staff and your team, but you're also around every other team and staff. So having the opportunity to go to a new venue was awesome. Tom Benson Stadium, what they've done with the renovations and the upgrades, I think is a first-class facility. But having the opportunity to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame and to have an opportunity to be there, see the exhibit where many of the USFL items that these players were involved with and having their own little place in Canton, I thought was cool. And I think all the construction and what they're doing to build it, this is a lifetime trip for a lot of these players.
Right.
I asked how many of them had ever been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and it's amazing how few of them had been here. And so what a lifetime experience to have the opportunity to tour the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Jimmy Johnson spoke to the group at a lunch. I just think that they've done it right, not just for the fans that were able to be there in the Trace Adkins concert in between the games and 2 very competitive games. It was an exciting weekend for sure. But for our players, I think it's been a great experience just having the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely. And finally, Coach, the big game this Sunday against the Philly, the Stars here. All eyes are going to be on you guys, nationally televised game. What's it going to take for you guys to get the victory and hoist that trophy?
Well, and it's what I told the players the other day when we were talking about this game. We just need to do what we've done. I mean, there's going to be a big circus going on around the stadium. There's going to be a circus outside the lines. But what we got to do is just keep our focus where it belongs. And the same thing that got us here are what we need to do on Sunday night. I mean, we've got to be focused. We've got to be dialed in. We've got to play hard. We've got to play smart, follow the plan, and all those type of things. But just go play together as a team. And as I have told them this whole week, let's enjoy this week. That's what this week, I want them to enjoy it. But when we get to practice, when we get to meetings, it's time to cut out the distractions on the outside, and let's be focused on what we got to get done on the field in between the lines.
You know, Coach, before we let you go, just talking to you here and seeing other interviews, you had a lot of fun in the USFL this year, didn't you, on a personal level?
I've had a blast. That's what I said. I think I've been a college football coach for 35 years, and this is my first experience in professional football. And you're just dealing with a different level of maturity with your athletes. It's been refreshing. I have absolutely loved getting to know these players and building relationships with them. I've enjoyed the football. I mean, there's not a lot. I mean, you don't have a lot of the distractions, a lot of the things that are going on during college. But I think this is what put it all into perspective for me was when we were here in Cleveland, and since we're here this week practicing, getting ready for the game, I was sitting at a sidewalk cafe, and I was sitting out on the sidewalk, and one of our players walked by with a stroller and 4 little kids and his wife. And I said, that's the difference right there. You're dealing with a 27, 28-year-old, a different maturity level than a 17-year-old who's being away from home for the first time. And
right.
Like I said, it's all ball. It's not about academics and the dorm and everything. It's all ball. And I have really enjoyed this experience, and we've got a phenomenal group of young men that have really made it enjoyable for me.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate your time this morning, Coach Holtz. And for all of our listeners that are listening, if you're interested in attending the USFL Championship game between the Philadelphia Stars and the Birmingham Stallions, it's taking place this Sunday, July 3rd at 7:30 p.m. at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Tickets are still available. Incredibly affordable. Great way to spend your 4th of July weekend. Visit halloffamevillage.com.
Coach Holtz, we appreciate the time, and good luck this Sunday.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all having me. We look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday night at 7:30. We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, have a great day, Coach.